Hello, everybody. It's Jada Nay here, the host of Seven Keys Management Masterclasses. I'm so happy to be back. It's been a lot happening, a lot of transitions. I'll be able to get into details later on, but as of right now, I am going to introduce to you all your next session master. The next session is about beauty, beauty on the inside and beauty on the outside. But what makes beauty on the outside last? What gives it a strong foundation? Foundation. It is wholeness. Your next masterclass teacher is Diamond Fikes. She'll be talking about how inner beauty is the key to outer beauty. It's not just about how much you take care of your hair, your nails, getting massages. It's about working on your internal self, your character, your emotions, how you respond to things, how you treat people. Diamond is going to give you all the keys to pursuing wholeness and being your best self. So, as I always say, grab a pen, grab paper, maybe something to drink, and gear up for your next masterclass session. Makeup check.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Makeup Check. My name is Diamond Fikes. About me, I'm 24. I'm 2 degrees hot. I have a bachelor's in community health and a master's of public health. And my topic area today is going to be beautification and wellness. So first, to start, let's pull out some notebooks and let's jot down these questions because I think they'll be good to ponder on throughout this presentation, but also some good questions to reflect on even after the presentation is over. So the first thing is, how do you wear your beauty? What physical things do you do to show that you are embracing your own individual beauty? How do you like to wear your hair? How do you like to wear your makeup? What type of clothes do you like to put on to really show that you are embracing your beauty and your own taste, your own style? Second thing, what do you do to take ownership of your beauty? We live and operate in a society that says that there is a certain standard of beauty, and if anything deters or is different from that standard, then it's not beautiful, it's not acceptable. But as individuals, as unique individuals, we have the right to take ownership of our beauty and really embrace the things that we find beautiful about ourselves and the things that we find beautiful in this world. So how do you take ownership of your beauty? Third thing, how is beauty or beautification shown or taught to you? What are the things that you were told or shown by your mom, your dad, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, aunts, everyone? How did you learn, or how were you taught to perceive beauty, or how were you taught to practice beautification? For me, something that I think about is going to go get my nails done. I started doing it when I was very young with my mom and my grandma. We would go to the nail salon faithfully every 2 weeks. It was important that your nails and your toes were together because it was a part of beautification. It was a part of grooming yourself, keeping yourself presentable, having, nice nails. So that's a way that beautification was taught to me. You have to have, your hygiene, your outward appearance, things, hair, nails, all that have to be together. And the last question is, are there locations, people, clothing items, beauty products, hairstyles, etc., that make you feel beautiful or confident? In terms of locations, that could be maybe your favorite vacation spot where you just feel like you are living your best luxurious life and you just feel like you're it, you feel beautiful, you feel confident, you feel like you are really embracing your surroundings. People, I love being around like my best friends and my family because we hype each other up, we give each other compliments, and that makes me feel beautiful, that helps me feel confident. Hearing positive things from the people that I love or people that I trust definitely boosts my confidence. Clothing items, maybe you have a favorite pair of jeans, a favorite pair of shoes, a favorite shirt, just something that looks really good on you And you know that if you put this outfit on, or if you put this piece of clothing on, that you are just going to feel really good about yourself that day, because you know you look good, because you feel good. Beauty products, for me, for example, I love a really good mascara. So if I am wearing nothing else on my face but this mascara, I feel good because I know my lashes look good. And because I know my lashes look good, I feel good. And it's just something that is going to help boost my confidence, because I know my lashes are going to be it. Hairstyles, wear your hair however way you like to wear your hair. You like wigs, you like frontals, ponytails, haircuts, braids, you like to wear your hair natural, like to straighten it, whatever. Any way that you like to style your hair that makes you feel your most confident and your most beautiful. Okay, so we got those questions. Make sure you jot those down, and then we're gonna keep moving. So let's establish the meaning of some things. So the first thing is the word beauty. If you Google the word beauty, this is what comes up: a combination of qualities such as shape, color, or form that pleases the aesthetic senses, especially the sight. And what I really love about this definition is that it's very open-ended, and it is applicable to different things. It could be your hair, it could be the way you like to wear your makeup, the shape of your body, the clothes that you wear, anything that is pleasing to the aesthetic senses, especially the sight, is something that can have beauty or is a thing of beauty. So let's keep in mind that beauty is entirely subjective. Though we live and operate in a society that tends to judge from certain standards of beauty, beauty is subjective. There are things that I can perceive as beautiful that maybe you are like, I don't know what you see in that. I don't know why you are attracted to that, but you do you. And so beauty is subjective. What we like, our sense of style, the way that we like to wear our hair, put on makeup, the way that you like to wear your clothes, is entirely up to you and your taste and what is pleasing to you in your aesthetic senses. Okay. So switching gears a little bit over to wellness. Wellness is the state of being in good health, especially as an actively pursued goal. One thing about wellness is that it is the activities also that we do to have good health outcomes for ourselves. So it's the things that we do leading a healthy lifestyle that is going to lead to healthy outcomes or good health outcomes for ourselves. And so there are up to 8 different dimensions of wellness. These include physical, emotional and mental, spiritual, financial, social, intellectual, occupational or vocational, and environmental. Um, and the dimensions of wellness that have a little star next to them are just the dimensions that I had the most interaction with, I think, in my own journey of beauty and wellness. I saw a lot of impact in my physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and social lives. So these are the things I saw beauty really impact me. But yeah, this is wellness and this is beauty. Okay, so also I wanted to establish what are things of beauty. I think often when we hear the word beauty or like beauty industry, we think about hair and makeup, because that's what's presented to us often in society. When they say the beauty industry, they mean usually something to do with makeup, hair, skincare, that kind of thing. But things of beauty can be a range of things, as we saw with the open-ended definition of beauty. So again, it could be makeup, it could be skincare, it can be clothes, your sense of style, the clothes that you wear them because they are aesthetically pleasing to you and your sight. You like the way that you look in them, you like the way that the material feels, you like it, it is pleasing to you, it is a thing of beauty. Hairstyles and haircuts, the way that you wear your hair, again, makes you happy, it is pleasing to your sight, and so you do that with your hair. Nails, something else that you can get really creative with. All these things you can get really creative with. But nails, again, are a thing of beauty. It's something that you can do to beautify yourself. And then decor. Decorating the spaces that you live in. It could be your home, it could be just your bedroom. It could be your office space with the things that you put in your car, little trinkets, anything that you can beautify or add elements that are pleasing to you, or maybe that make you feel good, that bring you peace, that bring you joy, that uh, give you good memories. All these things are things of beauty that you can add to a space or add to your person that, you know, exude your own internal beauty. That is a way for you to embrace and show your own beauty outwardly. Okay, and so here we are at a journey through beautification and wellness. And this is where we're going to get into a little bit about my experience with beautification and beauty and wellness, and also kind of like a little guide for us to think about maybe our own individual journeys with beautification and wellness and the impact that it's had on our lives. So first, start with where you started to notice your own beauty or things that you did not like about yourself. Oftentimes, especially when we're younger and we're growing up, you either notice that you get complimented on certain things about yourself a lot from strangers, from people in your family, from other people at school, you know, adults, kids, people make comments, give compliments, say negative things, all that. And then on top of that, you know, you have TV, you have magazines, you have social media, you have, you know, these other outlets telling you what's acceptable, what's beautiful, and what's not, you know, what you should try to work to get rid of, and all these other things. So where did you notice your own beauty or things that you thought were beautiful or other people told you was beautiful, or things that you did not like in society or other people told you that you should not like about yourself? Why did you like or dislike those things? Did someone tell you you should or should not like these things about yourself? For me, it was overall the way that I looked. Growing up, you know, being a small child, being out in public, you know, with my family members or being with my mom, you know, people coming up to them, be like, oh, you know, she's such a cute little girl. You know, she's so cute. She's so cute. She's so cute. You know, I will always hear that wherever I went. People telling me that, you know, oh, she's so, you know, a cute little girl. And so I grew up being like, I'm cute because the people around me, these strangers in my family, are constantly telling me that I'm cute, you know, I'm a pretty little girl. So I'm running with that, right? So I chose that that's something that obviously I'm beautiful, right? Because people are telling me. So that's something that I chose to embrace, right? My physical beauty, my physical appearance. You know, people always made really nice compliments about my hair. My mom was a licensed cosmetologist, so she always kept my hair done. You know, I would have my nails done, things like that, have on a cute outfit, go outside. You know, people are telling you that you're pretty. So you're like, okay, I'm pretty. So think about next, we're going to think about what actions you took to embrace or change things about yourself. Um, Again, if you like those things, or even if you didn't, but you just made it up in your mind, like, this is me, this is what I have, this is what I'm going to present to the world, and this is how I'm going to embrace and love on myself out loud. Or if there were things that you decided that you wanted to make changes on, how did you do that? What actions did you do to either embrace or to change the thing that you liked or did not like about yourself? And some questions to think about is, how did it make you feel? Were there strong attachments to certain items or routines? What was your desired outcome? For me, because I was like, okay, I like the way that I look because other people like the way that I look, I'm going to play on my looks. So when I got a little bit older, well, let me rewind a little bit. When I was younger, I found myself being really infatuated with makeup. My mom, I told you all, she's a licensed cosmetologist, but she's also just someone who really liked hair and makeup. And so she would always have makeup bags. Honey, she would have makeup all over the house, all in the bathroom. And I found myself really liking to like play in it. And she would catch me like rummaging through her makeup bag. And then eventually she was like, okay, I'm going to show you how you use these things, because you're not about to, you know, if you're going to mess with my makeup, at least do it correctly, is basically what she told me. And so she taught me how to use these products. And so from a young age, I liked to makeup. I liked, the effect, how it changed, how it enhanced, so to speak, my features and things like that. And knowing how to correctly apply it was just the icing on the cake. So I always loved makeup. And as I got older, a way that I saw to embrace my beauty was to use some makeup, because to me it just added a little dash of spice. I just liked the way that I looked with a little makeup on. And so as a way to embrace my beauty, I got into makeup. That was, a way to spend a little extra time on myself, to really play up on my looks, so to speak. And so through that, I did start to, it made me feel good. I felt really, really good wearing this makeup. But I also started to form attachments to these makeup products. When I was younger, my mom wouldn't let me wear makeup outside of the house. But as I became like a teenager, she was like, okay, you can wear a little mascara, a little eyeshadow. Outside. And I loved it so much. I loved the effect that it had, that whenever I got a chance to, I was putting on makeup. I was putting it on to go to the grocery store. Honey, if they said ride with me to the gas station, I was grabbing some mascara to go, before I left out the house. And in that moment, to me, I was just doing something that I loved. I was embracing myself. I was spending time with myself because I'm doing my makeup. This is something that I like. I like the way that it looks. I like the way it makes me feel. But little did I know, I was developing attachments to this makeup, to these items. So next, we're going to reflect on the impact these things have on your confidence, self-esteem, and mental and emotional well-being. Because I started to develop those attachments to makeup or certain makeup items, I noticed that I started to not be able to leave the house without wanting to put on some makeup. My mom could say to me, come ride with me to the store to go pick up some eggs. And I would say, okay. And I would go right in the bathroom, grab my makeup bag, and put on some mascara and maybe throw on a little eyeshadow if I had the time. Or if she was rushing me out the house, honey, I was taking the makeup bag out of the house with me and I was applying it in the car. And so I became very reliant on makeup to make me feel good about myself, because internally I was going through a lot. I was going through struggles. I was in a transitional period. When you're a teenager, when you're growing up and you're becoming a teenager, it is rough. Things are just rough because life is changing and your mind is trying to catch up and, really process how fast life is moving for you. Also, I started to experience not so good feedback from other people around me, especially kids at school making comments, especially about my weight. And so that is something that really took a toll on my own self-esteem and the way that I perceived myself. And so I started to sort of cling and hang on to the thing that once was just something fun and it was something that I like to do. It became like a crutch to me. And I started to really cling on it and rely on it because it was the only thing that was keeping me feeling like I was beautiful, even though, because internally I was empty. I didn't actually have the necessary confidence in myself to be like, you know what, I know people are saying negative things about me, but I love me enough to not let those words impact me. I wasn't there yet, and I didn't have that foundation to stand on that yet. And so I was clinging on to something that, that I could identify with, something that was familiar to me, something that I really, really loved. And I was empty on the inside. So it was really just a crutch for me. And so questions to think about with this part is, did you feel incomplete or less than without it? I felt incomplete without makeup, honey. If I had to leave out the house without it on, something was wrong. I did not feel good. And then how were you empowered? I was not empowered in this way. And what were the signs or symptoms of an emotional or mental impact? I realized that like I was feeling some type of way if I could not or did not have on makeup. And this is not to say that makeup has this effect on anyone. This is my own personal journey and story with it. It's my experience that I had to go through, and I had to learn, and I had to heal from this journey. And this is not to say that makeup is a bad thing, honey, because I love a good bee face still to this day. But younger me didn't use it as compensation for what I was lacking internally. And that should never be the case. I should have had the internal love and confidence and self-esteem and being able to embrace myself and really just looking at makeup and things as an extension of how I truly feel about myself. Okay, so what was the healthy resolve for yourself? This is the last thing. What is the healthy resolve for yourself? How did you heal from the emotional impact, the impact that it had on your confidence and your self-esteem? Is it still a part of your life? Is the thing that you used to embrace or change yourself, is it still a part of your life? If so, are there boundaries in place to keep you safe or to keep you from relying or using that thing as a crutch? For me, now makeup is still definitely a huge part of my life. I love makeup. It is a creative outlet. More than anything, it is a creative outlet for me and many other people who love it and wear it every day, sometimes, whatever. Makeup is a creative outlet. It is a way to embrace your beauty. It is a way to show, hey, this is what I like. This is what I think is pleasing to my eye. And you just you happen to see it too. This is something that I do for myself that you are witnessing as well. That's the way that I perceive makeup now. It is an extension of how I feel about myself. It is an outward extension of how I feel about myself. And so for me part of healing and really starting to build my confidence is that I had to love me without makeup, without my crutch. So I stopped wearing makeup very off and on for about a year. I eased up, I stopped wearing it and then I eased up on it. I started to slowly reintroduce it to my life. Because I had decided that I needed to love myself and embrace myself without the crutch, without the thing that I was relying on to fill that empty space, to give me confidence. I had to love myself without it. And it was hard, it was rough. It was also weird because I was young. But any sort of healing that you do at any stage is going to be uncomfortable, it's going to be rough. That was just my journey with it. I decided to stop wearing it for a while because I noticed how dependent I was on it. And so when I reintroduced it to my life, again, like I said, I started to look at it as an extension of the self-love that I have. Doing makeup, if you know anything about makeup, and this doesn't just go for makeup, it could be hair, it could be, again, the way you dress, nails, anything. Things of beauty or things that you think of traditionally about beauty, like hair and makeup, those things take time and it takes skill and it takes effort and it takes money, honey. It takes money. And so when I got back into makeup, it was refreshing. It was really nice, but it was like, I started to see me doing my makeup and spending time with myself as a way of me loving on myself. I love me enough that, I'm going to spend however much time this morning, or, I'm going to make sure I get extra dolled up when I go here because I just feel like spending time on myself today. And that's the way I see makeup now. It's like, it's just a beautiful thing. It's just me taking the time to love on myself. It's taking the time to like beautify myself and be like, you know what? I want to look extra good today. I'm going to look good without it, but in order to, really embrace and like doll myself up. I'm going to put on some makeup today. Okay. I'm going to beat my face today. And so that's my journey with makeup. And now people know that like I go outside without makeup. I go to events, I go out to brunch, I go, out for the night, honey, without any makeup on, or I might show up with a beat face. Either way, it's still the same me. I'm still presenting myself the same way because the love that I have for myself internally does not change or shift based on what I'm wearing on my face. Who I am internally and the love and the joy and the acceptance that I have for myself internally now does not waver based on if I have on lashes today or not. And so that's what's really important, is what's internal. I had to look internally and not just rely on the things that I was wearing externally to validate myself in the way that I feel about myself. Who I am as a person and the way that I love on myself is what's important before I could ever put on anything to try to show the world or present myself to the world as someone who loves themselves. So my self-confidence and my love for myself is internal and is unwavering. And so when I do things externally to embrace my own beauty and to embrace and show the way that I feel about myself, it doesn't shift or influence the way that I feel. This is an extension of the love that I have for myself now. And yeah, so again, think about, how did you heal from that? For me, I stopped wearing makeup for a little while to really start doing the inner work and work on my issues internally. It's still a part of my life. I love it. I love makeup. I spend my money on it. I spend my time on it. I still watch makeup. I still watch makeup tutorials on YouTube. I follow beauty gurus on YouTube and on Instagram, all that good stuff. It is still very much so a part of my life. And are there boundaries in place? For me, I just have balance. I know that if I feel like I want to wear makeup today, I want to spend some time doing my makeup today, I'll do it. If I don't, then I don't. I still feel the same way about myself regardless, which was not the case when I was younger. And it took a real toll on my mental health, having my self-worth and my confidence and my self-esteem dependent on whether or not I had time to get ready in the morning. It was very stressful. It was very exhausting. And it's not a place that anyone deserves to be. You deserve to love yourself and embrace yourself at any stage and point of life that you are in, because you are worthy and you are worth it. So that is my journey through beautification and wellness. So we're going to switch gears just a little bit. And I want to remind you all what God says about beauty. These are just a few scriptures that I think really depict or portray and convey what God thinks and says about beauty. So the first scripture says, your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. And that comes from 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 3-4. This scripture basically is telling us that our genuine beauty, the sincere, straight up 100% beauty, does not come from outward appearance or outwardly things, but it's the inside, it's the internal things, it's the gentle and quiet spirit that in God's sight is the most pleasing, which is of great importance to him, is who we are on the inside. That's not to say that outward adornment and, doing things that are physically contributing to your beauty aren't or are invalid or are not pleasing to him, because everything that we do with our bodies is a form of worship. But in God's sight, our real true beauty comes from inside. So who you are and in your spirit is what is most important to God. And that's what he looks at. Man looks outwardly, God looks internally. Okay. Second verse, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Another scripture that comes to mind is we're made in his image. But yeah, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. We are made in God's image, and all his works are wonderful. Therefore, you are wonderful, who you are internally, in the way that he made you. He put you together on the outside as well. It's just as wonderful. And we should embrace that, because this is literally God took his time to dream and think of each and every one of us. And so whatever society or other people tell us we shouldn't like about ourselves should not matter, because literally the creator of the universe put me together. And so I deserve to love on myself, and love on myself as loud as I please, because I was designed by God. The creator of the universe designed me, and he looks at me with great joy and great, he just loves it because I'm his creation. So he loves me. He looks at me with a lot of adoration. And then the last scripture is, for physical training is of some value, but godliness is, let's start over. For physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come. I think the scripture talks about wellness just a little bit. Physical training, things that we are doing physically with our bodies have some value, right? Physically, the things that we do, the way that we take care of our temple, our bodies, has some value. But godliness, which is an internal thing, it's something that we practice, has value for all things. So the value or the reach that physical things have, outwardly things, their value or their reach is limited. But things that are more internal has a value for all things. The reach for it is pervasive. It is everywhere. And it holds promise for both the present life and life to come. The things that you do, the reach that you have, is something that impacts you and the people around you in the present and generationally. So again, what's on the inside of us, what we practice, what we think about ourselves, our spirits have longevity. How we dress and how we wear our hair and the makeup that we put on, all that is great, but it's fleeting. It is eventually going to wither away. We're going to get older. Things can happen in life. But who we are, the contents of our character, and the godliness that's on the inside of us is what has longevity and has the most reach. And so that is the true beauty, is inside. So I want to remind you to please be sure to visit and follow Seven Keys on Instagram and on YouTube. My personal Instagram is Diamond Honey. It's diamond with a V instead of an A, honey. And just thank you so much for tuning in to my session. I hope that you found some nuggets of wisdom and knowledge, some things for you to think about. I hope that you are maybe revisiting some things in your life and really rethinking beauty and even rediscovering yourself if necessary. And just really exploring who you are and your beauty and what you think is beautiful and how you embrace your beauty. Because now is the time to just love who you are. Love who you are, love what you have, and embrace it, because God is not looking outwardly, he is looking internally. So let's do the internal work to heal ourselves and to become whole. And that way, our true inner beauty can start to shine and really manifest externally. So again, thank you. I want to say thank you so much to my wonderful, amazing friend, Jay Dene, for having me on and then being a part of these masterclass sessions. I love you so very much. And again, thank you all for listening, and thank you.